Intern and J. Stevens, watching documentaries so you don't have to. 104.7 The Cave.
104.7 The Cave, Mike the Intern, Jay Stevens. It's Dark Side of the Stream, episode 265, according to Manager Tyler. This one was Jay's pick. It is Secret Mall Apartment. Pretty cool story.
Cool that they documented it.
Well,
it would have been cool to hear it, but it's so much better that they actually had cameras.
Well, because I mean, from the get-go, it was a project. It was a project.
Yeah.
And what a cool concept. I mean, before we get in and just like, because I mean, really, we could talk about it for 15 minutes and then be done with it, because it's cool, like how they got the idea and how it came to fruition and all that stuff. But ultimately, while I was watching it, the thing I kept thinking about was like all those forts and stuff that I built when I was a kid.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Finding scrap wood.
Well, and then I wanted to ask you, like, you were in Hawaii. I mean, you were basically like in Adventureland for kids. Other than the fact that there's probably things that I'm sure there's got to be an understanding of like with me and growing up in the Midwest, like the world is your oyster, because it's not like I go off in the woods in any direction, and like there might be a bear somewhere, but it's a small bear and it's going to take off. No. But I'm not going to get attacked by a snake or some weird insect or anything like that.
Well, there's no snakes in Hawaii.
But you know what I mean.
Mongoose and pig, wild pig is a big threat out there.
So boars and stuff like that, really? They got those in Arkansas, and they are, but FYI, if you're ever camping in Arkansas and them things come around, man, do not mess with them.
But
they will tear you up.
We had 5.5 acres when we lived in Hawaii. It was all lava rocky and banana tree and macnut trees. You know.
So did you build a fort?
I mean, I've done things similar, but prior to that, in L.A., I lived in like subdivision area, but there was one, we called it the island because it was like an island, almost like a roundabout, perhaps, but it wasn't a real roundabout. But it was all bushes, and when we were young, we'd skateboard over there, and somebody prior had like dug a path and like a little hole. So yeah, we used to put stuff in there, a stereo in there. It was like a little hangout. We'd all meet there after school. Yeah.
And we had
it was stinky bushes for sure.
Well, ours was basically up till I was probably old enough to we had cars, right? And at that point, that's your hangout, right? As you got your buddy who first guy gets a car, you're gone. But it was like I want to say it was like a half, like you think of like a half pipe, sewer pipe, but it was big enough to where you could just like hang out in there and it wasn't a big deal. The water, it was high enough in that plain where it rarely ever was wet in there. But when it was really torrential, like down, there was a reason it was there. It was definitely operational, so it wasn't a permanent.
It could flood.
Yeah, and I think about there were times where we got on little boats and rafts, and we would go up the street. Like I remember one time it would rain so much, and we were like, we should just go down through the I don't remember what we called it, and I mean, God, it's so stupid. We're going in these like tubes.
Made your own tube ride, yeah. Then later in Hawaii in high school, we would built skateboard ramps in weird places where the cops wouldn't find it. So a field, or for some reason there was a Buddhist temple down the street from my house and a cemetery, and they had like a little turnoff road that just was a dead end, and we hauled all the wood there and we built a half pipe there, and these Buddhists didn't care. It was like literally on their property.
They didn't care?
We were there that night.
How long? They never did anything?
No, They was there for a long time.
You know why? Because you guys didn't like mess with the temple.
No.
You guys weren't doing anything. You were just skating, and that's it.
We just built the skateboard ramp, and we'd hang out there.
Also, a lesson, kids, is if
be cool, and they'll be cool.
Exactly, and also part of this documentary, why they were able to keep it going for so long was because they were being cool. They weren't breaking it. They weren't breaking into the stores. Yeah. They weren't stealing anything. They weren't messing with anything inside, other than the fact, yes, that they exploited.
Well, it was. I mean, they didn't. It's weird because
it's breaking and entering is what it is.
But it's like,
and it is.
You're not breaking into the mall. You're breaking into like a section
within the property grounds of that.
But what they built in the mall is
awesome.
Pretty good.
But the point is if you ever do something like this, or you think about having a cool off ramp by somewhere or something cool, don't screw around and mess it up for everyone else. All it takes is one stupid idiot to mess it up, and everyone is cool, then it's cool. So that's a life lesson for you all watching or listening. It's Dark Side of the Stream on 104.7 The Cave.
Dark side of the stream, Mike the Intern and Jay Stevens, watching documentaries so you don't have to. 104.7 The Cave.
104.7 The Cave, Jay Stevens, Mike the Intern, Dark Side of the Stream, episode 265, Secret Mall Apartment. So this involves a couple guys that decided to do what they describe as an art project.
It was an art teacher and his students, wasn't
Yeah,
it? Like,
and I mean, again, like we said in the last segment, it's a crime with no victim, essentially.
Yeah.
And I also found what was interesting to me was that throughout the entire, and they had this thing operate. I mean, they put
4 years.
They put like a PlayStation.
yeah,
in
they had a
there.
video game. They had a couch in
They
there.
had- yeah, like it was
Power.
again like we described as our
TV.
hangouts as kids.
This was a nice one.
It was a cool one, and
It was an apartment.
no one messed with it, with the exception of they said that at one point someone broke in, and
Security guards found
it, and they stole
and
the,
hung out in there. It turned out they were hanging out in there too, playing video games.
So, but again, it was just, it's such a, like, the idea that this whole thing was just guarded by a cinder block. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which also should tell you that if you do own a business or some property, you might want to do a walkthrough.
Do a walkthrough.
And to see if there's any extra doors.
I knew
you
a
might-
drummer in L.A. that there was a storage, these storage complexes or whatever, and he somehow had the original plans or knew somebody that had original plans, and there was a secret area. So he had a storage unit that looked like it was small, half this size room, but he had a fake wall, and it opened up to a big rehearsal room, and he soundproofed it. He had electricity. He'd have band practice.
It's been a
Nobody
dream.
knew it was
It'd
there.
be a dream of
Yeah,
mine.
nobody knew it was
It
there.
would be a dream of mine.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what that costs now? And the someone
yeah.
like, I mean, I sell it if they found it. So,
Dude.
dream of mine. That would. I need to be good at carpentry so I can figure this out. The other thing I thought was interesting was the whole premise of this was literally like an advertisement that dude saw about like living in a mall,
Yes.
and it was just like he heard
Well,
an
and they
ad.
were kind of mad too that the mall kind of was cutting into like their culture, or their artsy scene. Remember, they were tearing down, kicking out all the artists. So they were like, "We're going to move into the mall."
I think it's also interesting too that where we were when that happened in 2003. Now we're what 20 plus years later,
23.
and what malls look like now. When's the last time you were in the mall?
Malls have gone downhill.
the last time
Here,
you-
the mall thrives a little, but boy, the
Do you
big
go?
malls
Do
in
you go
LA.
a lot? Do you go? a lot?
No, I'll go every once in a while.
I thought
Take
you went
Hendrix.
to Forever 21 a lot.
Yeah,
Chuck.
I got to go to Forever. By the way, Forever 21's gone. I heard.
Wah, wah.
It's all going downhill.
We're gonna get your leather jacket.
I go Victoria's Secret to get lotions.
I thought that was Bed Bath
Whichever
and
has
Body
the sale.
Works.
Whichever has the sale.
You want to know a crazy story about that place,
Yeah.
the lotion store, Bed Bath and
Yes.
Beyond or whatever?
Bed Bath and Beyond.
When I was a kid and we used to go hang out at the mall in Cape, and we'd go outside and just as soon as our parents would drop us off, we'd just go back outside and smoke and stuff. Before they come pick us up, we'd all go back in there and like lotion.
Rub
over.
lotion.
My mom would always look, why do you always smell like watermelon? I could just- That's not a lesson for you kids. It's Dark Side of the Stream on 104.7 The Cave.
Dark side of the stream, Mike the Intern and Jay Stevens, watching documentaries so you don't have to. 104.7 The Cave.
104.7 The Cave, Mike the Intern, Jay Stevens in the studio, Dark Side of the Stream, episode 265, Secret Mall Apartment on
Netflix.
Interestingly enough, they said that they were approached by, I mean, obviously, after this whole thing broke and the story came out and everything, like director upon director about wanting to do that documentary, and they kind of fought it for a long time, I think.
Oh, I didn't know that they fought it for a while, but I did know that in this one, whoever directed this or whatever, they built a recreation of the apartment. I thought that was dope.
it
Was
really
pretty
cool.
exact,
It's cool to,
right?
Cool to visualize
And how
it.
cool was that that tunnel thing that they made with all those bodies in there? Imagine if you just were like out skateboarding stone and you stumbled across that. Whoa, man. Like crawling through this tunnel with all these bodies.
I wonder if that would have happened to me when I was a young degenerate. that I would have went on a different life path.
Yeah, probably.
Bro, would have scared me straight.
Scared you straight.
Scared
See
me
them
straight.
bodies hanging everywhere.
So yeah, ultimately, these guys
They got busted.
They got busted. Security found it.
They almost got busted once, and they talked their way out of it, which was crazy.
Well, and again,
And they had like 20 cinder blocks.
that's the other thing about it's funny because when we're discussing like real stories about like murder, death, cheating, scandal stuff, we're always like, oh man, these enforcement, they dropped the ball on this one.
Mall security. Mall security dropped the ball.
And I'm not going to degrade anyone's profession at all. Hell, if it paid, I mean, dude.
I mean,
come on, like
mall security could have been some 21-year-old kid. And he's like, what are you guys doing?
See it, but,
all right, cool, man. Just, you guys aren't breaking.
Exactly.
Same thing. You're not breaking into cars.
It's like
you're not vandalizing.
They don't look like they're doing anything.
Sounds like, okay, your buddy's coming to pick you up. All right, cool. Whatever.
Yeah. Like you never question it because again, it's just your job to make sure.
But the amount of stuff they carried into that little apartment upstairs and stuff, incredible.
It's like also too, it felt like watching them go through the whole process of getting it all in there felt like a reverse jail breakout. Like when you read about
it was a break-in. Because at one point they figured they needed a door, so they cemented bricks and made a door, and pretty crafty guys.
Yeah, like I said, it really ultimately just felt like to me it was like the ultimate kid hangout.
Yeah,
that wasn't like again nefarious kid hangout that we probably all had because they were in a mall.
Yeah,
and it also makes you wonder if there's some unused space in our local.
Ooh, we need to find the blueprints of Battlefield Mall. If you have them, email the cave.
Yeah, jstevens at 1047thecave.com.
We will come.
We'll find a little spot.
We can build a recording studio inside the mall, dude.
I want it to be adjacent into my like living quarters or something that I can control, so I don't get ripped off. I mean, you put a lot of recording gear in there.
You can't be leaving amps
like a PlayStation 2. Like see, like that's like fort stuff. Like when you give up stuff, you have an older TV, you put that in the fort. You have a PlayStation 2. We're already to PlayStation 5. Yeah, I'll throw a PS2 in there. Who cares if it gets stolen? It's like
PS5. You're not going to put the PS5 in there. You're not going to put
fort gear.
Not going to put the Mac laptop in there.
No. See, that's what I'm saying. Like they followed the rules, and it's funny to me because that's exactly what it was at the end of the day. At the end of the day, we come back. We'll give it our reviews next. Dark Side of the Stream on 104.7 The Cave.
Dark Side of the Stream, Mike the Intern and Jay Stevens, watching documentaries so you don't have to. 104.7 The Cave.
104.7 The Cave. Mike the Intern, Jay Stevens in the studio. Dark Side of the Stream, discussing Secret Mall Apartment on Netflix. I give it a solid 4. Again.
I go 4.5. I
thought it was great.
I would have given it a perfect, but for me, a perfect has to have a little twist in there. This one didn't really have a crazy twist, so. But it was great. It was a great story.
The tie of me to being a kid and coming up with like hideouts like this.
It was great, well done, and praise these guys for documenting the whole thing.
Yeah, well,
otherwise it would have been just a rumor.
Well, again, it makes you also wonder because like you brought up the documenting thing, how this has probably happened before in other places all over. I mean, you hear about people finding holes in their house.
Spots,
and some guy was living in
tunnel
there
or something.
Yeah, whatever. So, but it wasn't as well documented because of what this was at heart, a project, right?
And they're artsy guys.
I'm curious if you did have any crazy hideouts, let us know because I really would love for you to just tell us where it is, especially if it's at the Battlefield Mall. This next week, we're going to return back to the real movies. Like I warned him last time after watching Bloodsport, Jay's going to watch Kickboxer
told me
now.
It's the same movie.
Because it is literally the same movie with just slightly different plot points. And I can't wait for your feedback on the movie Kickboxer. And in my opinion, probably more of a bad dude than Bolo in Bloodsport.
Ooh.
Yeah. God, I can't remember his name right now off the top of my head.
I'm going to find out.
But it's such a great...
Free on YouTube, I assume.
Oh, yeah, it's free everywhere. Tubi, all that stuff. Yeah, those movies are definitely free and have been for a long time. As always, speaking of free, you can download this podcast for free on our 104.7 The Cave app. We do it every Thursday at 9 a.m. or 6 p.m. You can also watch us do it live on Facebook or YouTube, or just listen to us do it on the radio.
Find us a secret mall apartment, and we'll do it from there. Make a podcast studio.
We'll just leave the chairs and bring the gear
Yeah,
with
we
us.
can't leave the cameras.
Can't
Nobody's going to want to schlep a dirty chair that I sat in. Well, some girls might want the chair that I sat in, but...
All right. I'm Mike the Intern. That's Jay Stevens reminding you we watch movies so you don't have to. It's Dark Side of the Stream on 104.7 The Cave.